Hey YouTube, Long Voice Post 1975. Not so much a serious video. I mean, there are serious consequences for some people in this video that I'm discussing, but more a little food for thought on all men are created equal, but some men are more equal than others. Now, what I mean about that is I want to talk about extradition. Now, I'm pretty sure the minute I mention that, you know what I'm going to talk about. But I want to know your thoughts on this side and that side of the Atlantic. Now, obviously extradition treaties exist between various countries. You know, if you commit a crime in a certain country, you should not be able to flee to another country to escape justice. So that's why we have these treaties. Now, we have one with the United States of America. We also have one with Turkey. That will make a little bit more sense a little bit later on in the video. And, I mean, obviously in some cases you can commit a crime thanks to online, you know, in cyber, you know, the cyber world. That some things are so serious in such an extent that, you know, you should be able to be extradited for that. I mean, that brings up a whole different sort of ball game for me in the sense that, well, what you've done may have been so serious, but if you did it in this country, even though it was against another country, can you say that you're breaking the laws of that country while you're still in this country? If you see what I mean. I don't know, it's tricky. I don't claim to hold all, you know, the answers to all the questions on this. But there's a couple of things I want to talk about that are just kind of interesting. Now, Gary McKinnon hacked, he's a young adult who suffers from Asperger's syndrome, which is a form of autism, and from his bedroom, from his house, he managed to hack into the Pentagon's computers. He said he was looking for, you know, little green men and proof that aliens existed. Now, what's interesting about that is no one's arguing the severity of his crime. You know, no one's arguing that you don't go dicking around in the Pentagon. You know, that's crazy. For whatever innocent reason you had for being there, you don't dick around in the biggest defense computer on the planet. The consequences could be, you know, disastrous. And, you know, even his family say, you know, because he lost his battle for extradition to the United States to be tried for his crimes, pretty much mean he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. You know, he's lost his battle, it's just a matter of time. But why his family is saying that Westminster, you know, should stick up for him is pretty much because of his mental condition, you know, and you know, I guess the fragile nature of it, you know, his mind. I don't fully understand the condition myself, but what they're saying is, you know, the shock, the impact of him having to fly over there, you know, stand trial in a country this far away from home, go to prison, you know, when the rest of his life in a country, you know, this far from home, this far from his family. They said his fragile state, it would be too much a shock to his system, you know. Quite possibly the trauma could make him end up committing suicide, or that's the argument they're saying. Now, what they're saying is they don't have a problem with him standing trial, but they believe that he should stand trial in this country, he should be sentenced in this country, and he should go to prison in this country. You know, because they accept what he did has consequences. So they're not arguing that, but they say obviously if he goes to prison in this country, he can still see his family. Now, that was pretty much the most famous case until very recently. Now, I'm pretty sure most of you, you know what I'm talking about, and it's a student called Richard O'Dwyer who set up a website telling you where you could go to download, you know, illegal content, games, music, videos, TV, movies, etc. He never offered the service himself. He just said, if you want this stuff, go here, 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 and here. Now, he's been deemed to have broken United States copyright law. So they want him to go and stand trial in the United States for what he's done. Now, bearing in mind that SOPA hasn't even gone through yet, and SOPA doesn't, you know, and well, it's never going to go through in this country, hopefully. Whether it does or not, if SOPA goes through in the States, is a different topic, and I've addressed that before. But yeah, so and Westminster basically said, yeah, no problem, he's going to have to go and stand trial for his crimes in the States. But the interesting thing here is he's not actually broken any laws in the United Kingdom. He's done nothing wrong. He's committed no offence under UK law. So why has he got to go and stand trial if he hasn't broken a law in this country? Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is I've noticed that, and this is where I said that some people, you know, are more equal than others. A year or so back, maybe a couple of years back, Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, went to Turkey, another country we have an extradition, you know, treaty with, and she filmed an undercover documentary inside an orphanage exposing the cruelty to the children in that orphanage. Now, this is kind of noble, but she never asked for the permission to do so from a government, and therefore she broke their law. So they're saying they want her to go and stand trial for these crimes in their country. To which the same people at Westminster said, she's broken no UK law, she will remain here. She's not going to go and stand trial in Turkey. So my question is this. Is that because she's royalty? Alright, she's train wreck royalty, but is that because she's royalty, so therefore, you know, she can't go? But this guy, he's just a student. He's just a student, so therefore he should go? What's the difference? We're all people. Aren't we all equal? Under the eyes of God, under the eyes of the law, and under the eyes of the government, you know? Westminster, the people who made these decisions? I don't know. I think the whole thing stinks to high hell. I smell a massive rat here. And I was just wondering what you think. I'll see you later.